You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris. Good Monday to you, sir.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be kind of a brutal one. It's National Handwriting Day.
Is it really?
You know, I think of all the time I spent learning cursive as a child in the school system. And now they don't
teach it at all.
But some people are, for instance, my daughter Sadie Hayes.
Yeah.
She's got 2 kids, I guess. Technically, they're my grandkids.
Yeah, they are.
Technically.
On paper,
Yeah.
I have some kind of responsibility. I don't know what it is. But she is teaching them cursive herself.
Oh, that's a
'cause
good
they
idea.
don't teach it in school. Yeah.
I think it's super important, but
I mean, how do you get a signature if you don't learn cursive?
Exactly.
That doesn't
Well,
make any
think about
sense
this.
to me.
If you want to read the Declaration of Independence, it's in cursive.
And that's why I'm glad you brought that up, because it's National Handwriting Day. It also happens to be John Hancock's birthday.
yeah.
That's probably why that
Nice
is that.
big signature.
How many times have you heard it? Just put your John Hancock right
Yeah,
there.
that's exactly right.
You know what
Yeah.
that has to do with the Declaration of Independence Day?
Yes, I did. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's a-
This is all coming together.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, now
There's a
you're
Well
connection
done,
here.
John.
I just wanted to make sure I shared that with you.
being helpful.
I do my best.
Also, happy birthday to, you know her, you love her, Detective Olivia Benson from Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Oh,
Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, nice.
59 today.
Well, happy
Okay.
birthday.
She's 59. And holy cow, you know what? We lost her New Year's Eve this year. So, yeah, just a couple weeks ago, Anita Pointer Sisters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's too bad.
Passed away. Yeah, she would have been 74. Pointer Sisters, I kind of dug them. They had some.
oh
They
yeah.
had some smooth. I love Fire, man. I love that too.
Loved the Pointer
Fire,
Sisters.
Slow Hand.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, but their 1984 classic Jump, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
interesting when you think about it. Just a year earlier in '83, Van Halen released a song.
Yes,
called
they
Jump.
did.
Jump. Yeah.
Same song, not even close.
Not even
completely
close.
different
There's just Jump going on. Jump for my love, little something like this. And if you want more, more than jump. For my love, jump in and feel my touch. Jump. If you want to taste my kisses in the night, then jump. Jump for my love. Jump. Pointer Sisters Action, what's going on in the world of history, things that formed us and made us who we are today. Possibly. This is interesting because it hits close to home for me. Mississippi is a huge river.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's a real river. And it goes on and on and on and on. 1855, the first permanent bridge, the first real, honest-to-goodness bridge goes over the Mississippi River. Where do you suppose that was?
I don't know.
in Mississippi.
Minnesota.
What is now known as Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm reading this, I'm going, I know that bridge 8 trillion times. I didn't know it was the first. It was like the first in the nation
Oh, wow.
for a permanent structure as a bridge over the Mississippi. Yeah, Hennepin Avenue. In fact, it's the Father Lewis Hennepin Bridge. Connects Northeast and Nicollet Island, stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I thought that was kind of cool, too.
I found that interesting. Wait, we're not even to that
We're
yet.
not. We're not. It was 1986, the inaugural, the very first class of inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Buddy Holly included Jerry Lee Lewis, Everly Brothers, James Brown, one of my favorites, Elvis Presley, and Alan Freed, who was
Yeah.
actually a DJ.
Yeah, and
He
say,
coined the
Great
phrase
story.
rock and roll.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
it's like the godfather of rock and roll.
Yeah, he was like the biggie. Then got caught up in that payola scandal
Yeah.
in
he
the
lost his
'60s.
gig.
Dick Clark sold him down the river, and
Yeah.
Alan died.
Dick Clark.
Poverty. Dick Clark, who was Oh yeah. He was like a canary
Kinda smarmy.
like a canary in a coal mine during
It's
that
kind of
old deal.
smarmy.
And finally, this day in 2020, gosh, where were you when this went down? 3 years ago today, China locks down the city of Wuhan and its 9 million people in a belated, but hey, better than never effort to control the city's COVID-19 epidemic outbreak. 3
remember that.
years.
I remember, and it's weird because it seems like a movie almost. I remember leading up to that tail end of 2019, there were stories about what was going on, and it was all like we would read this news, And I remember saying, it's like a bad movie. Like, this just doesn't seem like it's going to end well.
It's a bad
and then
movie.
it just kept getting closer and
It
closer and
didn't
closer.
end well.
No, it didn't. But I remember leading up to that, just having this eerie feeling every time we'd read that story. I don't know why it felt in my heart like it was so significant, because it wasn't yet, but it became very, very significant.
Yeah.
And I hope we never have that again. I would be okay with that.
Oh, I don't mind having that stuff. It's what you do with it that matters. All right, well, I know, you know. Thanks for sharing, John.
I do it again.
John Hancock signed the Constitution.
Yeah, he said it really big. He wanted the king to be able to see it without his spectacles.
Where was the Constitution signed? At the bottom. Boom. I know. We all know. He was bounce ahead here.
We're going to do that. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com.
Excited to visit right now with Mr. Brent Baker. He is a realtor with Keller Williams Realty and with Clients First Group in Sioux Falls. How are you, sir?
I'm fantastic.
We're excited to have you here. This is the first time we've had you on the program this year.
It is.
You've been busy. It's been a busy year.
Well, and, I don't have huskies to pull me up out of the snow. There was no St. Bernard bringing me refreshments.
It's been crazy. So we're going to go through over the next few weeks here and talk about 10 things the buyer should know before closing on a home. And you've got a nice little list. He gave me the list, so I can cheat and sneak peek ahead. But for folks that maybe want to learn about this, they should just listen and maybe even take notes. But let's talk about the first thing that people should know before closing on a home.
All right, let's go.
So number one I see on here says they can choose to have an attorney present. That's good to know.
Correct. You could close a transaction at a title company, which is very common in the Sioux Falls area, and there are a number of title companies that perform the services, and they have attorneys that work for them to make sure everything is properly done. Or you could close at an attorney's office.
Okay.
Either way. But if you want to take your attorney to a title company to close, well, sure, just pay the bill. But yeah, absolutely.
Very nice.
There's attorneys involved in the various steps.
Number two on the list, how their money should be dispersed. So that's another thing we should know.
Correct. So especially in divorces, I get this question.
Oh, yeah.
And, sometimes they think we have control about who gets the money. No, it's where you rank on the list of creditors. So, if you're selling a home and, the proceeds, the title company will write all the checks to the creditors. So if there is a bank to pay off a mortgage, say if there's a mechanic's lien against your house for a new furnace type of thing, those people will all get paid. You will get the residual of what is left.
Okay.
Now, if it's the proceeds, the remainder is supposed to be split, unless the title company has documentation telling them how to split it, and it's got to be more than just somebody writing a note and saying, okay, this person gets 33%, this one gets 20%, and this one gets this. It has to be from somebody specific. They have to have specific instructions from somebody with authority.
Okay.
So it's not the realtor saying, okay, this former spouse is going to get this percentage and this. We don't have that authority. That's beyond our area.
Nice. So number three would be making sure the home has a clear title. That's probably an important thing, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. Banks will not lend money on something that has a cloud in the title. So any type of thing that is there that would prevent, or there's an unpaid judgment or lien.
Yeah.
So be it a mortgage, a lien by a vendor, those have to be clear before that money is going to be shared with that seller. The other thing is, why would you want to take on somebody else's debt?
Yeah, that's true.
So, the title companies will not transfer when there's a cloud in the title.
So we're talking about the 10 things buyers should know before closing on a home. Number 4, if they need to purchase homeowners insurance and title insurance separately.
They are two different things.
Yeah.
So homeowners insurance is just exactly what we are familiar with if you've owned a home, and if you've not, well, that is on your actual property, your real property. Title insurance is to ensure that there isn't something not filed at the courthouse at the time you purchase your house. So an example could be that a seller has done some work to the house but never paid the contractors. Sells the house. In the meantime, this contractor who has been trying to collect files a judgment at the courthouse.
Yeah.
Well, obviously there's some lag time.
Yeah.
Maybe the contractor didn't get there right away before and didn't know the house was for sale. And sometimes it's just late. And so title insurance ensures that the new buyer is not going to get punished or have to pay this bill.
Nice.
That it will go back against the seller.
And we're halfway through the list with number 5, what contingencies are and their timeline for meeting them.
Well, there can be a number of contingencies, and they can be specific to a particular transaction, but the common contingencies we're going to see are home inspections. There weren't a lot of them done in the last couple of years, but now that the market has adjusted a little bit, inspections on the property are very common. That's a contingency to meet a satisfactory level, whatever that might be for an individual buyer. Another one can be survey. Sometimes we're surprised where the property line is.
Oh, yeah.
And another could be an appraisal. If you're financing and you're financing a significant portion of that purchase, then an appraisal will be ordered by the lender. And I have one client who, even though he's not financing, will still have it appraised. It'll be it's an investment property for him. And in his mind, he just wants to know exactly where he is, his net worth on the day he takes possession.
Not a bad idea. Well, we are halfway through the 10 things a buyer should know before closing, and we're going to do the second half of the list next week. But between now and then, Brent, if somebody's going, you know what, I'm in the market to buy a home, or maybe they're saying, I'm done shoveling, I want to sell my home and move somewhere where they take care of that for me, or maybe move south where they don't have snow. If somebody's in the market to buy a home, to sell a home, how do they get a hold of you?
I can be reached at 605-310-0297 or at brentbaker@kw.com.
And if you have any trouble finding Brent, get a hold of me and I'll gladly give you his number. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If your plan for the new year involves getting your financial life in order, I suggest you start with your mobile phone bill. How much do you pay every month? If that number is more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current phone. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting. Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Monday?
You know, some people plan, some people just kind of go by the seat of their pants. It's all about the love thing, though, man. You know, it's Valentine's Day's coming up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, real soon.
It's like February 14th
Yeah.
every year. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be in a medical clinic, by the way.
You think so?
No,
You
I
will
know
be.
so. It's
Oh,
already
He's got
scheduled.
appointments.
You have
Yeah.
an appointment
Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
Is it for your heart?
No, you
Happy
want to
Valentine's
feel like a
Day.
big loser. So, Dan, what are things looking like on the 14th?
Like wide open.
I got no plans. I'm good.
Let's see. Let me check. Oh, another bitter and lonely.
Oh.
I'll be happy to let you hook stuff up to me.
Now I feel like we
Fantastic.
should start a promotion called Date Dan Ferris.
Let's not go there.
You would not be interested in that.
No, do not need to buy somebody else a house. But here's the thing, and I have tried for so long to get one of them to come this way.
Oh, what's that?
You know, because you plan, you want the big romantic night, maybe the dining reservations, the gift giving, the romantic gestures, some candlelight, some flowers, blah, 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 blah. After a 2-year hiatus, White Castle is bringing back their Valentine's special.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I was fortunate enough to grow up with White Castles in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, and I still have my favorite on Lake Street. It's still there. Whenever I get back to the cities, I will make a trip and buy them by the sack, because that's just what you do.
Yeah.
White Castle announced last Tuesday they're bringing back their Valentine's Day dinner experience.
Oh.
Why is this funny, Heidi?
It is hilarious.
So
No,
romantic.
they are kicking out the jams.
I'm
on
sure
this.
they are.
Would you like the particulars?
I would love to hear
Because
that.
Yes.
you don't just stop in. You will need reservations.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make one. I'm going to take my wife on a date to end all dates.
We can hook it up. I can have you picked up in the cities and actually driven around if you want.
Wow.
So
That sounds
It'll be-
just
I would
amazing.
need to get there, so I'll probably be driving myself.
experience is going on from 4 in the afternoon till 9 at night. February 14th offer several special menu items in celebration of the holidays. Tables are going to be all decked out. There will be hostess service, waiter service. I'm serious.
I know you are.
I'm not making this up. Not even a little bit. Includes a brand new custom soda named the Sprite Love Castle Potion.
Oh, my.
Hey, it's the marriage of cool crispness of lemon lime, a pop of cherry, and a kiss of smooth creamy vanilla. Cheesecake on a stick. Who doesn't love stuff on a stick?
You know,
On Valentine's
I've
Day.
never had a cheesecake on a stick. Now I want some.
Yeah, you get a little something called the Love Cube.
Love Cube?
That includes
my.
8 cheese slider burgers, 2 shareable sides, 2 soft drinks, meals available for dine-in or carry-out customers alike, actually.
So this is designed for couples?
Yep.
Because I think I could go through all that stuff myself. Sitting at a booth by myself.
Okay, listen to this. This is actually the 32nd year
Yeah.
White Castle has held this special celebration. Now they went on hiatus because of the China virus, but the last year they did it was 2020, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Drew more than 30,000 people.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
insane.
I would do it.
Hey,
It's
if you're
cool.
a fan, you're a fan.
Here's the thing that's really tough for me. I don't like onions.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
This would be a nightmare date for us because I would be sitting there and the whole time
No,
my
I
husband
get-
would be complaining that
No,
there's
I just-
onions in his burger.
I just get the chicken because they've got really good chicken sandwiches too. Have you had that?
John, are you serious?
I'm just saying it's really good.
I've had everything on their menu
Okay.
hundreds of times.
Okay, the chicken is good. There's no onions in that. I'm good. See, we can go.
White Castle, by the way, was the first hamburger chain in the country. It was not McDonald's, not even close.
Can somebody open one of those here, please?
I
think
don't know why they don't.
That is
Yeah.
bizarre that we don't
I saw
have
one. I was just in St. Louis, and I passed like 3 White Castles in St. Louis, and I kept thinking, why don't we have that in Sioux Falls?
Yeah, that is bizarre, isn't it? We've got
Dan?
everything else.
Let's open a White Castle.
I've looked at. I don't even know if they franchise. I think the company owns them all.
Oh.
They did originally. They did originally. I don't know if they franchise. I really don't.
Now somebody get on that and get back to me.
But every single year, they are, through health inspection and everything else, the cleanest
Yeah.
fast food chains in the country.
They've
The,
got
the best run. I mean, they've done an incredible job.
they've got their own movie.
They were the first. In fact, they basically, and I forget his name, invented the hamburger
Yeah.
slider. Yeah. Yes, White Castle. It's kind of a big deal. I'm
It
getting
is a big
hungry
deal.
just thinking about it. You can get them frozen in some of the supermarkets in town.
Yeah, our son buys them all
Yeah.
the time. He's
You
a
know,
huge fan.
they're, really good if you know what you're doing with the microwave, but still not quite the same.
Air fryer. Better.
Not quite the same. So,
All right.
thought I'd.
I
put
found
out
that
there.
interesting, Dan.
I also found that interesting.
Good job, Dan.
Jeez.
We're reaffirming that you do a good job at finding things that are interesting.
Fantastic. Did I tell you what I'm doing Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Well,
Yes,
here's
you
the-
did.
Dan had
I
somebody
did.
out in the wild when they found out he was Dan. They go, "You're that Dan who finds things interesting."
I think that's adorable.
I still
True
think
story.
that's awesome.
Woman said that to me just 2 weeks ago.
If you see Dan, make sure you remind him that he finds things interesting.
Fantastic. All right. Have a fabulous, prosperous, blessed Monday, you two.
Gonna do it.
Catch up with you in the morning.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris, who finds things interesting.
Do you ever get credit card offers in the mail? Those are usually the worst offers. They spend thousands of dollars mailing them to anyone with an address. The people who actually read their junk mail end up paying the price in the long run. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a credit card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Better creditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Monday, January 23rd, 2023. Equity markets rallied Friday, but don't read too much into that news. The market rallied, but it failed to reclaim the 4,000 level after confirming resistance earlier in the week. This move is consistent with consolidation within a downtrend, and it is not unexpected with Q4 earnings seasons about to crash upon the market. The news so far is that Q4 was better than expected, but the outlook for the first half of 2023 is still in decline. The coming week will be a key week for the S&P 500 with economic data and earnings as possible catalysts. On the earnings front, reports from at least 24 S&P 500 companies are on tap, while the economic calendar includes the first look at Q4 GDP, the index of leading indicators, and the PCE price index. Of the three, the PCE price index is the most important, but the takeaway for the week will be what the outlook for the first half earnings looks like relative to today. You can get the inside track in your inbox at marketbeatminute.com.